What's up, you guys? Welcome to Nonsense at 9, a daily show where I talk about literal nonsense at 9 p.m. Central every single weekday. And today I want to talk about the people that have the most disappointing lives. Now, you might think it's people that are starving to death, and that's not the case at all. It's the 7-footers that don't make it to the NBA. Now, listen, being 7 foot tall is great if you're in the NBA. If you're not playing professional basketball, being 7 foot is it's just gotta be awful. I mean, I've seen this 7'6" guy who works at Lowe's. He's 7'6", and listen, he's not on the hardwood. He's delivering wood to local families and their houses. But the fact that you're 7'6" and you're not playing professional basketball is just crazy. I feel bad for those people. His sister who works there is 6'11". His sister. And yeah, you just gotta feel bad for the people that are this tall without an excuse of being a professional basketball player. Because I might be making this step, but I think about like 20 to 25% of 7 foot people in the world play in the NBA, which makes sense because there's not very many of them. But I mean, you got pouring out for these guys. The fact that you're gonna have so many problems with your life and your health for the fact that you're 7 feet tall and you can't even hoop. I mean, that just sucks. That just sucks. The strays I've seen not playing basketball, we've got the guy at Lowe's, probably 7'6". The guy in my local QT who I haven't seen in a few months, he was at least, I would say 7 foot, 7'1". I don't ask those people because I think they get asked that question every day of their lives. But he was at least 7 foot. This dude was a monster. And then there was one guy I've seen it working at the local Culver's who was an absolute monster as well. That was probably 5 or 6 years ago. And I think some guy who cut my mom's hair way back in the day, I went to one of her appointments, I think he was 7 foot. He might have been 6'11", but I think he was 7 foot. And these are just the guys that I've seen. Listen, what are the other 80% up to? 75, 8% up to? I don't know. Working at Lowe's? Maybe. But, I mean, those people have to have the worst lives. I mean, people just ask you how tall you are all the time. You're not playing professional basketball, which would be like the coolest thing ever. You get paid so much money. And you just have a bad life health-wise because you're not supposed to be 7 feet tall. And so you just gotta feel bad for these people. And especially the girl, too. 6'11". I mean, that family should, I mean, I don't know. You're 6'11" and you're not playing some sort of you're not in the WNBA, let alone her brother's 7'6", and he's not hooping in the NBA. I mean, you gotta feel bad for these people. And all the heart problems they have because their heart isn't supposed to pump around 7, it's not supposed to have the distance of 7 feet, it's supposed to be pumping blood out too. And just the back pain, the knee pain, all of that, and you didn't even get to play professional basketball, let alone you didn't get played professionally, but then also the people that play professionally, they have so much money that they can pay for the best services for their bodies. And these guys, I mean, this guy's doing blue-collar work. This dude's working at Lowe's. You just got to feel bad. And I mean, the guy at the QT, he didn't deserve this. The guy at the QT, which I don't know if you guys know is a gas station, he didn't deserve this. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He jipped me off one time on a slice of pizza, so he had this coming the whole time. That never happened, but he probably still deserves this somehow, some way. But you just got to feel bad for these people, man. You can't even walk through a doorway comfortably. You can't even get into a car comfortably. You have to get custom-made shoes, and the least that you should be able to get with all those problems is playing in the NBA, and these guys are not. So you just got to feel bad for these people. But they usually had it coming. In another life, they're probably a scumbag. They probably are scumbags. Just kidding. But I would honestly hate the world if I were that tall and had all those problems and didn't play professional basketball. Because professional basketball, too, has got to be, it's either that or soccer, the coolest sport to be professional at. For the fact that football, you might get CTE. Basketball, there's not really any contact that's supposed to happen, you know. Obviously, it happens. Torn knees and all that stuff. But in football, I mean, you're supposed to pretty much get hurt, you know? That's just part of the game. You're supposed to throw your whole body on someone else. But in basketball, I mean, obviously it can happen, but it's not the point. And these guys could have played the highest level, and they didn't because I don't know why. They should have been trained basketball since they came out the womb. I wonder how big these babies And you hear some 7-footers, they're like, yeah, I was 6'5" when I was 10. It's like, well, this isn't mathematically. I don't know how that's possible. You probably rocked back then, but now you're working at a gas station, you're working at Lowe's, you're working at Culver's. Something happened. They just weren't addicted to the grind like I would have been. Listen, if I were 7 foot tall with this skill set, oh yeah, I'm in the league for sure. Absolutely. That's just a no-doubter. But these guys wasted their potential. You had a lottery ticket and a chance of 20 to 25% of playing the best basketball league in the world. Top 400 athletes that play basketball in the world, and you just couldn't hoop. That's all it comes down to. Imagine having all the potential and you just not being able to hoop. I mean, that's just embarrassing. But I feel for these guys. Pour one up tonight for them because they're probably alcoholics, and pouring up as well for the fact that they have to work at Lowe's the rest of their lives. Hopefully they can pivot and do something else. But this guy picked the wrong hardwood. Yeah. That's Nonsense at 9, guys. If you want to sub, I'm trying to do YouTube full time, so I'd really appreciate it. Doesn't mean a lot for you guys, but it means a lot for me if you subbed. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Why don't you like, why don't you sub? See you guys 9 p.m. Central Time tomorrow.